subscribers.
Do you know what OnlyFans is?
Hello!
Coming soon. Hatter's OnlyFans page.
My what?
OnlyFans page.
I don't know what that is.
Where he takes photos like this. OnlyFans is like a... I don't even know how to describe it.
Okay, good.
Pretty women sell photos to their OnlyFans on their OnlyFans page for money.
Sounds like
seduction.
Yeah, it sounds like what women, so at least some women have been doing for a long time.
Great way to pay the college bills.
Exactly. All right.
On that note, welcome.
Welcome to the second episode of Drunk Doctor Who Heroes and Villains, when we're talking about the first female companion. Yay. All right. Susan. All right. We did this just after the first episode. Because they're shorter, we do multiple episodes in a night.
Yeah, this is the Doctor, William Hartnell's granddaughter.
Now, it's never absolutely established if...
She only had 51 episodes.
She had 51 episodes. She was there 51 episodes. It's never absolutely established that she was his biological granddaughter, although it's heavily implied. Plus...
Which it also never really states that she's a Time Lord also.
But it's heavily
it also
implied.
implies that with, was it the Keys of America? The Sensorites?
The Sensorites, right? Because she has like Time Lord mental abilities. And because, all of her knowledge would be... Right, and her intelligence would be very insane for just a human. So... We're going to roll with the fact that she's actually his granddaughter, which is what it would seem.
She explained it was she was just raised at a different time. Like, that's what she tells Ian and Barbara. Mm-hmm. And that's how they kind of pitched the character in the docudrama, was that she gets into all sorts of misunderstandings with her teachers because she knows a different history, being from the future than they do, because she's more intelligent. Like, it's like with chemistry, she's like...
Well, yeah. Oh, y'all haven't gone to a decimal system yet. Yeah. But no. Everything indicates that she's a Time Lord, and she is the Doctor's granddaughter.
Probably safe to assume it. Yeah.
Okay. What are you drinking?
Jack and Coke still.
Okay, and Magna Flame still.
Magna Flame.
Yeah. If you're watching this video,
Hatter and Holden.
Yeah, Hatter and Holden. All right.
Hatter and Holden.
No. Hatter Holden.
There we go.
Yeah.
Is that a skateboard over there? Do you have a skateboard?
No, it's a bag for the tripod, actually.
I feel like you should skateboard. Do you ever skateboard?
No.
Be pretty groovy if you did.
All right. So Susan is the Doctor's first companion.
Okay.
And she's there from the very first episode. Mm-hmm. And she and the Doctor travel together right up into the end of the 51st episode when the Doctor leaves her on Earth in the 23rd century or 24th century with a boyfriend. And he gives one of his best speeches when that happens.
Yeah, it is a very touching speech.
Yeah, flat out his best speech.
About moving on, being your own woman, and finding love, and forging your own path, and finding your own journey.
It's really good. The actress who played her, Ford, I think. Yeah.
I don't know.
She expected more. She expected to be doing more, not just be the princess in distress every week.
She's always been in distress.
They did that a bit in the Sensorites, but they didn't really develop her much further than that. So she's
really cool in the Sensorites. Yeah,
Carrie Ann Ford, I think. Carrie Ann Ford.
I liked her.
Right. So she moves on. I don't know what she did after Doctor Who, but she makes that cameo in the.
Playing a different character,
playing a different character in the Space and Time, Space and Time. Alright. Anyway.
Who is she playing? Like the...
She's some teacher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's playing Barbara.
No. Okay. First Doctor. We're on this.
We don't have a picture for...
Of Susan. No, just the Doctors. I think the Daleks, K9, and Cybermen. doing with the?
I'm pulling up the
Put
pictures.
that, no, put that away. Put that on the charger. We don't even be interrupting the podcast.
It's on Do Not Disturb.
Just put
It's
that
not
away.
full screen. We can see that,
if
right?
you can see that. Alright,
So I found just recently kind of, I was trying to draw connections and comparisons, and our current companion, Jo Grant, found herself in the same situation that Susan did all the years back when she was left on Earth, and the doctor said goodbye because she had found someone she had fallen in love with. He's like, this is your path, this is your journey, I have to let you go and move on, and you have your own future, and come visit you again. But she never does. He never.
Susan never comes back to the show.
My phone fell asleep.
Same thing for, the doctor does this later on for Leela. He does do this for Jo Grant.
Leela from Futurama, right?
No.
One eyeball.
Different.
Oh.
He does
Wouldn't that be the greatest crossover ever, Doctor Who and Futurama? I'm sure they have a reference to Doctor Who.
No, but
Futurama.
Doctor Who does show up on The Simpsons.
You like The Simpsons? Do you like Futurama? Because those are pretty similar in like art style and humor.
Okay. I prefer The Simpsons. I used to love Futurama, but the fact that they kept on making episodes, but Leela and Fry's relationship would never develop, just angered me. He would do everything for her. He would be this amazing guy. She was in love with him because of the little microbes in his body that were making him awesome. And then he wanted to see if she still loved him for him, not what he'd become. Got rid of the microbes, and then she didn't love him anymore. I hate the fact the relationship never, ever, ever developed. It just, eventually it's like, okay, I'm done with this. This is just angering me more than anything.
It can be frustrating.
Yeah.
You ever see episodes with Matt LeBlanc, who played Joey in Friends?
On Futurama?
Not Futurama. It's called Episodes, the show. It's Matt LeBlanc, who played Joey in Friends. He did this other show called Episodes. It's a British comedy
Never heard of it.
show. Well, he makes this point where he's basically playing his same character as Joey. Mm-hmm. The joke is that Matt LeBlanc in real life is basically the same person as Joey. This is horn dog kind of person who's like woman crazy. And then he's talking to the guy who's writing the show. In the show, he's in a show.
Okay. So there are things like that. Yeah.
There's this lesbian teacher in the show that he's supposed to be in love with. And then Matt LeBlanc in Episodes is convincing the director that they can't make her a lesbian because that would mean there would be no tension and he could never get the girl. And he made the point that there has to be the tension that at some point this character falls in love with this character and they get together. And if it's one-sided, then the audience is never going to relate to it. Or it's just going to be really frustrating. Like the relationship with Leela and Fry in Futurama.
Right.
But that's off topic. But speaking of love, character love, we had Susan in love with this Earthman, so the doctor leaves her with her boyfriend. Mm-hmm. We have the same situation in the Curse of Peladon, where Jo Grant falls in love with Peladon, who's the king. But the doctor has a very different reaction where he's like, nope, we're getting you out of here.
Well,
not meant to be.
To be fair, her affection for Peladon was tempered by what she thought was him playing political games with her, wanting the Earth-Peladon alliance.
Do you think he was or wasn't?
I honestly think he was not, but I could see enough doubt in her mind, you know? Mm-hmm.
So that's why... But at the end of the serial, she was very much,
enamored with him.
Yeah, and then the doctor says, "No, you're coming back."
Yeah, and then they leave.
Why do you think he had a different reaction?
They renewed her contract. Like Susan. Hey, that's what happened.
I think the Brigadier would be upset if the doctor was taking assistance
and dropping them off
on
four planets. Oh my gosh! Wait! I'm trying to think if the doctor does that too.
It sounds like something he would do. Or, whoops, they died. Let's go on this, hearty family adventure. 23 people got killed.
There you go. Family show, or a children's show at the moment. It'll be a family show later on.
I still like the theory that the doctor's just this person who has no consideration for other people's well-being in the name of adventure. It's just like, sure, lots of people will die. It's an adventure. They're like, is it dangerous out there? No, it'll be fun. Let's just go look at this thing over here.
All right. There are certain aspects of the Doctor where you could actually make that claim. Well, I've only seen Series 11 and not Series 12 of Whittaker. Some of the other clips I've seen shows that she's very cold towards humans. But also...
jaded, almost.
Yeah, also the first Doctor, who we just talked about a moment ago. Same scenario. He, like Katarina sacrifices herself for the Doctor, and he's like, well, okay, cool, time to move on. I mean, he doesn't pause barely a moment.
In the moment, he was like, no, don't do it. And then once it happened, he's like, well, we're still being chased by...
Yeah, okay, let's move on.
But I feel like he is that way with them.
Most of the Doctors are very, very sensitive towards their companions and don't want anything to happen to them.
Like Barbara and Ian, he only got them as companions because he's like, leave. And they're like, we have questions. He's like, okay, you're coming with me.
Yep, I'm out of here.
I don't care.
But now the fifth Doctor sacrifices himself to save a companion.
He's
Perry.
in love with, right?
No.
Is that a love interest? No. Okay.
No. Love interests for Doctor Who don't show up till the 8th Doctor.
Okay.
And
the first Doctor.
To be fair, the Aztecs. He was kind of sweet on her. We're going to talk about the Aztecs because that was a good.
Right. Yeah. We talked about that during Hartnell.
All right. And the 10th Doctor sacrifices himself to save a companion as well. And the 9th Doctor sacrifices himself to save a companion.
Are those companions humans or just like...
In every case we're talking about they're humans. The 10th Doctor saves Wilfred that way. The 9th Doctor saves Rose that way.
Am I mistaken, but did Pertwee, like... There's aliens dying and he made the phrase... He said the phrase, "Oh, they're only aliens" or something. But most cases, he's a strong protagonist for alien species. He's like, "Don't kill that," or he's talking to the Brigadier. He's like, "Don't shoot that thing down. You don't know who's on it." And stuff. He's fighting for aliens and the prolonging of alien
generally
life.
Generally speaking, the Doctor fights for life.
Right, but just recently, he said something about. He's very okay with an alien dying.
Depends on the alien.
He said something about it being an alien.
Well, like we were talking about a couple of weeks ago in the Curse of Peladon, it's like, oh, they're Ice Warriors. Yeah, remember he was slightly racist towards the Ice Warriors because of what they've done in the past.
Speciest.
But he learned his lesson. The Ice Warriors trying to be good guys.
Yeah, they were actually one of my favorite characters in that serial.
All right, talking about Susan.
Susan never met the Ice Warriors, did she?
No. These are going to be very short episodes.
So Susan's The Censorites, that was probably one of her headlining episodes.
Mm-hmm.
What else would you consider like a very Susan episode?
Well, that's a good question, because we talked about the first Doctor's best serials and stuff.
What about the Atlantis one? Was that one where they're underwater civilization? Susan was in that, right? And then she like sneaks into the High Temple or something.
No, you're thinking later down the line. You're thinking the second Doctor.
Am I?
Yeah, you're thinking the second Doctor.
Okay.
Susan never made it to the second Doctor.
Whoops.
We do see Susan again though later on.
Susan, when do we see her?
The Five Doctors, the 20th anniversary. She actually shows up to reprise her role as Susan.
As Susan.
Yeah.
And then she meets the first Doctor again, right?
Well, she's with the first Doctor.
Yeah, so he kept his promise. He said he'd come back to see her.
Well, no. In theory, they're pulled out
it's from the past.
from earlier.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So he never goes back to see
In the Five Doctors, you've got the first Five Doctors, each with at least one companion.
Yes.
Okay? So, the fourth Doctor, who had just left the show, didn't want to come back.
It'd be a little crowded if they all came with all of their companions.
Right. Well, the fourth Doctor, who just left the show, didn't want to come back. Mm-hmm. So they took the fourth Doctor
He didn't want to come back for his...
Well, no, he'd been on the show 7 years. He'd only been gone like a year and a half or 2 years, and then...
He didn't show up for one...
Well, no, he did show up for the 50th anniversary.
Oh, okay.
So they took him from a particular serial that was never aired back then. It's been aired now. And they took the footage of that, and they used it, and they put him in a prison. Okay? Mm-hmm. So the first Doctor shows up with Susan. Mm-hmm. Same actress, but different actor for the Doctor. The second Doctor shows up with the Brigadier. Mm-hmm. Okay, they were going to use Jamie, but they were going to have the Brigadier with the third Doctor, and they were going to have Sarah Jane Smith with the fourth. Mm-hmm. But Sarah Jane Smith starts with the third Doctor, so they wanted her. They kept her, and they shifted her down to the third Doctor, and then so they shifted the Brigadier down to the second Doctor, leaving out, unfortunately, Jamie.
Even though the Brigadier never really traveled with Troughton in the TARDIS.
Correct. No, he travels eventually with Pertwee in the TARDIS.
So were they also plucked out of time? That
right, well, assuming, they were plucked out of when Troughton was with the Brigadier on, like, one of the Yeti adventures or whatever, right? Hmm. So... and then the fifth Doctor has his full slate of companions that was traveling with him at the time. And that's how they do the Five Doctors. So we do see the same actress playing Susan.
The same actress, much older, playing Susan as her character from the past, who is much younger. How does that work?
Okay.
A lot of makeup.
Okay. To be fair, when you have when you have Doctor Who crossovers between different Doctors and companions, mm-hmm. the actor playing the old Doctor always appears older. Oh. The actors and actresses playing the old companions are older, but it's all ignored. It's just always ignored
because it's cool.
Because you're at least having a crossover. It's like, we don't care. It's ignored. We're good.
You ever watch Arrested Development?
Nope.
Okay. It had like 3 seasons. Got canceled. It was on Netflix. It was so popular on Netflix. Netflix picked it up and decided to make another season. The actors were much older looking. Mm-hmm. Not a lot of time had passed. I'm guessing it was drugs. One of them is because it was like a kind of like a prepubescent teenager. Okay. And then he passed puberty, and he's like very different looking, lanky. I think it was like Michael's hair or something. It was like prepubescent versus post-pubescent. And then there's this girl who's like a young actress, and then like a few years later, she obviously did a bunch of drugs or something, and they just ignore all that. It's like,
well, it's the same thing. They ignore all that. Like the second Doctor and Jamie show up in a 6 Doctor serial called The Two Doctors. Mm-hmm. Not an anniversary, just for fun, right? Mm-hmm. And it's a 3-parter, but they're 45 minutes. They're double the normal length for that one season. So it's you got a good 3 hours with these 2 Doctors. Well, Troughton's looking a lot older, and Jamie is looking a lot older. But they just ignore it. Right. It's just like, this is Jamie from back then, right?
I think it would make more sense if they just said that they picked them up in a later timeline.
They can't, because the Doctor and Jamie are not together later on.
Well, they could pick them both up. Doctor went to visit Jamie.
No, he regenerated before he looked that old. That's the problem. They just ignore it. They just flat out ignore it. But so Susan's with the first Doctor, who's played by a different actor because Hartnell died.
30s by then? How old was she when she played Susan?
I'm guessing about, well, no, it says it. She's like 22, 23 or something.
And then by the fifth Doctor...
Right. By the fifth Doctor, it's 20 years later, but she still looked good. She looked older. You could tell she was older, but you could still kind of see her play the part, so it's fine. Okay.
Best companion outfit. Go.
Oh, Susan, plucky, intelligent, got into way too many scrapes as the kid, which is why she left the show. But she did finally find love, and the Doctor left her on Earth in future centuries. I don't know how long the internet's going to last, but if you're watching this in the 24th century, you may bump into Susan.
The internet's being canceled.
God, this year I'd believe anything. 2020. There's a video by one of my favorite groups, Little Big.
I like Little Big.
Yeah, they've got a song, Suck My Dick 2020. That's the name of the song. It's a Christmas song. And it's hilarious. I'll show it to you after this.
Yeah, do.
Yeah. Alright. Anything else to say about Susan?
Best outfit?
Best outfit. Which one?
Susan's best outfit.
Oh, her best outfit. Not she had the best outfit. Her best outfit. Oh, that's gotta be...
She looked good in the Romans. I like the set designs they have.
Romans was Vicky, sir.
Oh, man, I'm mixing up my companions.
The Rescue, they picked up Vicky right before the Romans.
Right before the Romans.
Hey, no. It's gotta be, it has to be Marco Polo. Her best outfit's Marco Polo.
I like the wardrobe in Marco Polo. That's cool.
And when she was trying to hide as a boy in The Crusade.
Yeah, I like that too.
But I like Marco Polo better. And Vicky did the same thing in the Romans. Hid out as a boy.
Yes. Didn't someone do that in the French Revolution? The Doctor played a high-ranking official.
Well,
I thought someone played a boy. Who was his companions in the...
Well, wait. Okay, are you talking about the Massacre of St. Bartholomew's Eve when he had the double, or are you talking about
the French Revolution where the guy shot his jaw off?
Who plays the Joe? Wait. Sorry, those two are both French, and I keep mixing them both.
I do that too. I mix a lot of things.
Massacre of St. Bartholomew's Eve, and what was the other one? Alright, hold on. That's why we have notes and stuff. And
I thought it was just called the Revolution or something.
It's something like that.
What episode is that? The Web of Fear is what I was trying to talk. Is what I was thinking of. In Hartnell's episode. That's a cool villain. The Fury of the Deep. That was the underwater episode I was thinking of.
The Fury of the Deep. What's the second Doctor?
Yeah.
Same for the Web of Fear, second Doctor.
Yeah, that's why I got confused. I don't know why I thought they were Hartnell.
Okay. Alright. No, I think Susan was best in
He's the Marinus.
The Censorites and Marco Polo.
The French Revolution. Oh, Reign of Terror is what it was called.
Reign of Terror. What number is that?
6 episodes. It's early on. Was that 1, 2, 3?
Oh, there you go. 8. Alright. Yeah, Reign of Terror.
7, 8. Reign of Terror. Did someone dress up as a boy in that Susan?
I think so. I'm not 100% sure. She mostly did in the Crusade.
Maybe I'm thinking Massacre.
No, I don't think there wasn't a female companion there. It was just Stephen.
Oh, well, then Stephen dressed up as a boy.
Stephen is a boy. Okay, anything else you want to say about Susan?
No.
If you are not watching the regular episodes and you are only watching these little tidbits here, you are probably horribly confused.
Or horribly enlightened.
Yeah.
I know all about Susan.
Alright.
Maybe we should do these sober.
No. Never. Shouldn't do anything sober except drive. Alright. Or, I guess, fly a plane, you know. Yeah. Alright. Goodbye.
You ever see, was it Flight with Denzel Washington? Is that what it's called? Yeah, Flight. Bye! We'll see you next Heroes versus Villains.